This is what C-beams look like when we were rapidly prototyping the game with just a few months of dev time. And this is what C-beams looks like now. Hey guys, Level Cap here, and welcome to Devlog 48 for C-beams, a spaceship action RPG that I've been working on with my buddy Rich and a small development team for quite some time now, coming up on almost 2 years. And today I've got some really exciting updates to showcase. We have some star map updates where I've literally been able to start building out our proto universe for the game and start naming systems and setting up what they're going to look like. We've made some really big improvements to our framing camera that takes into account all kinds of fun things for a super smart camera. We have things like camera shake added to it now. We have a first look at our inventory and vendor system that Rich has been working tirelessly on. Inventory is so complex, but so needed for the game. We've made some big updates to our station interiors, nearing a finalization of that whole process. There's some cool new 3D ship models that Evan has been working on, and we have some work in progress jump effects that I am excited to show off. Now, if you want to follow C-beams even more closely, you can check out our Discord, which is linked in the video description, where we post more regular updates and have discussion with the community about game design and stuff like that. And you can wishlist the game on Steam, which I highly recommend you do now. Again, there is a link for that in the description. All right, let's start off by looking at the star map and how that translates into actually building out the world for C-beams. All right, so here we are floating around in our universe. And if I zoom out, I will get our regional map, which is going to be the level map. This is a placeholder image. We haven't built the logic yet. If I zoom out one more time, we will get to our star map. So I'm currently building out systems here. This is just a small little level instance where we put systems in here, and Rich has built out the logic for how all of this works and how they connect together. So we can start naming our systems. We've got Femira up here, Rook, Lemon needs level. I haven't built a level for that. And here we're at demo start. This is actually where our player is located. And this little yellow tangent here is actually a procedurally generated mission. So we can generate levels and missions that will come off of the spokes of main levels here. And so this will give us an infinite number of levels that we can propagate around our permanent levels. Now what's cool about this is I can set a destination at Navarra, and it'll pop up on my transit menu here, and then I can jump to it, and we've actually got some new Jump VFX. Will, our VFX designer, has been working to build us some cool new jump transit effects. I like them. I think we're going to make a few more tweaks to them before we're done. In fact, they shouldn't disappear quite yet. And here we are in our new area. Those explosions were a mine that I left over for doing some testing. So now we're in Navarra. And so we've got the star in the background. And as you can see on the map, Navarra has a star there. So I set up the level to have a star there. And it's even got its own little asteroid base outpost. Now, we've been working on new asteroid base interiors. It's been a long time. Me and Evan Browning have spent a long time modeling out the assets and designing the logic for this base interior and making the materials and lighting and all that fun stuff. It's modular, so we can build out these base interiors different ways on different bases, and we can change the colors and use them to make some good base variety. We're not 100% done here, but we made a huge amount of progress. Now, one of the larger hub stations that's going to be in the region is called Rook Station, and we're using the same modular tech to build out the interior of this station. And this one has more floor cutaways with more pipes. I showed off a little bit of this last devlog, but we've made a lot more additions to it this time around. There's a little bit more particle effects, little bits of electricity sparking here and there, smoke coming out of the floors. We've got all of our walls updated with new materials and new textures. There's a couple little untextured spots here and there, a little bit of cleanup stuff that we got to do, clean up some of the texture seams and stuff like that. But what I like about this is that showing what a really massive space station can be like. And this will be a major hub, a major military outpost and trading hub for commerce in the region, kind of where a lot of the security comes for this specific area in C-beams. And I just like how big we've been able to make it. And it's going to be fun adding more military ships in here to show the sort of the military backbone of this station, and putting up big battleship guards at the front entrance and stuff like that. I can't wait to work on it more. And it's been really cool to see that station evolve since we've been working on cutaway asteroid bases since the early months of the game. Now, one of the other areas of the camera system that we've been working on, or rather Preben has been working on very hard to get this looking good, is adding screen shake to the game. So when our ship takes fire, incoming fire, the amount of damage being done indicates how much screen shake there should be on screen. The hardest part of building this system, I think, is just deciding to dial it down. Too much screen shake is quite annoying, so we're gonna play with it and make sure that it's not too annoying to fight with the amount of screen shake in there. And I don't think we have it fully dialed in yet, but it's cool to actually have screen shake working, and we can add it to things like when we blow up an enemy ship, it will also shake the screen. Now, another thing that Preben has been working on is our smart framing logic. This is a pretty complex system. We showed it off a little bit last devlog, and right now you're looking at the debug view of how it frames the ship on screen. And if I target another ship here, it'll use smart framing logic to frame both my ship and the other ship. But what it does now is it tracks our user interface. So depending on how we design our UI, it should always keep our player ship from going behind the UI. Before, it would actually fly behind the radar and get obstructed by the UI. And so now it's got some smart logic that says, oh, it's getting too close to the UI. Let's push the framing logic back towards the center of the screen. When all of this is working as it should be, you will notice nothing. It will just be a cool game that frames all the combat and things going on nicely, and you won't even think about it. But there's a huge amount of math behind this system and a huge amount of logic, and Preben has really put in a huge amount of work to get all of our game framing to look really nice. And it's going to make a big difference on just the accessibility and the visuals in this game. Now, we've also been working on the user interface for buying and selling things. So here I've just mined an asteroid. Let me turn off my mining system if I can. And we're going to head over to this nav beacon here. And we're going to sell some of the ore that we just mined. So let's go ahead and dock here. Get it lined up nice. Okay. So once we dock, we now have our ship cargo hold. And you can see we've got some copper and some iron at the top there. And we now at Sully's selling shack, we can buy stuff, but we can also sell stuff. So the moment it works with the mouse. So I'm going to go ahead and sell this iron. Can I sell copper? Oh, I can't sell copper. He's only buying iron today, but we can actually sell stuff and get money from it. And another cool thing is that we can actually buy turrets now and swap out our ship's turrets. So I can swap out that Gatling and put some laser turrets on there instead, and they'll actually work. This is the very early area of adding modules and equipment to the ships. There's going to be a lot more modules and stuff that we add, like armor, new engines, fuel, everything. It's going to be full action RPG, and it's kind of cool just to see the very first iteration of Rich getting that working there. Now, I've also got a new ship in the game. I haven't named it yet. Maybe you guys can think of some fun names for this, but it is a size 2 cargo ship, kind of a basic thing, but with a little bit more verticality to it, which I like a lot. This is based off of an old island concept, and we finally got around to it. Evan Browning modeled out this ship, and it's fun. I like the look of it a lot, and I really like the idea of all these different types of little cargo ships that we can add different stuff to, and maybe even outfit for more combat style roles. Evan's also working on 2 other ships. Well, he's working on more ships than that, but we've got these 2 ships mostly finished on the modeling side and have to be prepped for in-game flight. So we'll be hopefully getting those ships ready to fly for next devlog. So as you can see, we've been very busy working on C-beams over the past month. I in particular have had a fun time jumping around between Battlefield 6's release, Hades 2, even the Arc Raiders playtest, but it is always a fun time jumping back into C-beams and working on this game. We're making a lot of really important updates right now that are essentially going to allow us to go forward and build out the rest of the game. So it's really exciting. We're almost done with the core tech pillars for C-beams, and then it'll be building the game and running forward. We have a vertical slice goal for the end of the year. We set that goal at the beginning of this year, and it seems like we're going to hit it, provided that no major hiccups occur between now and the end of the year. And I'm very hopeful for that. Thank you guys so much for watching this devlog. I hope you enjoyed it. And again, if you want to check out C-beams in further depth, check out our Discord and wishlist it on Steam. Otherwise, we got some more devlogs here if you want to go back in time and see some of the other cool updates we've been working on. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. This is Level Cap signing off.